I don't think I should be easily frightened, for there are so many people in the house. Besides, it's never been uninhabited and left abandoned for years. For the family to come back unawares, without any notice, as usually happens.
No, certainly. We shan't have to explore our way into a hall, dimly lighted by the expiring embers of a wood fire. But you must be aware that when a young lady, by whatever means, is introduced to a dwelling of this kind, she's often lost apart from the side of the family. They snugly repair to their own end of the house, where she is formally conducted by Dorothy, the ancient housekeeper. Up a different staircase and along many gloomy passages and into an apartment where no one has entered into since some kin or cousin died 20 years before. Can you stand such a ceremony as this? Will not your mind misgive when you find yourself in this gloomy chamber, too lofty and extensive for you, with only the feeble rays of a single lamp to take you in its size? Will not your heart sink within you?
But that'll never happen to me, I'm sure. And what then?
How faithfully you will examine the furniture of your apartment. And what will you discern? Not tables, toilettes, wardrobes, or drawers, but perhaps a dagger, a few drops of blood, and the remains of some instruments of torture. And on one side, a ponderous chest, of which no efforts can open. But you would not rest till you become mistress of its contents. At last, it yields. Perhaps nothing more than a roll of paper containing many sheets of manuscript, on which you can, with only a candle to aid you, barely decipher the words. O thou, whosoever thou mayest be, barely decipher the words. These memoirs of the wretched Matilda may fall. Dorothy, meanwhile heavily struck by your appearance, gazes on you in great agitation and drops a few unintelligible hints.
Words must not be spoken in this place. Those words must not be spoken in this place. Those words must not be spoken in this place.
To raise your spirits moreover, she gives you reason to understand that the part of the abbey you inhabit is undoubtedly haunted, and informs you that you won't have a single domestic within call. With this parting cordial, she curses off. You listen to the sound of her receding footsteps as long as the echo can reach you, and when, with fainting spirits, you attempt to fasten your door, only with increased alarm that it has no lock.
Oh, Mr. Tilney, how frightful! This is just like a doll pub, but that won't really happen to me. Your housekeeper isn't really called Dorothy, I'm sure. Well, what then?
On the second, or at farthest the third night, just after your arrival, you will probably experience a violent storm. Peals of thunder, so loud as it seems to shake the edifice, will roll round the neighbouring mountains. And what will you discern? You will probably think you discern a door behind the tapestry, being only secured by a few massive bars and a padlock. You will, after a few attempts, succeed in opening. With a single lamp in your hand, you will pass through into the small, vaulted room.
No, indeed. I should be too much frightened to do any such thing.
What? Not when Dorothy has given you to understand there is a secret subterraneous communication and the chapel of St. Anthony scarcely 2 miles off. Could you shrink from so simple an adventure? No, no. You will pass through into the small, vaulted room. Your lamp in your hand suddenly expires into darkness.
No! No, Mr. Tilney, don't say so! What then?
I'm sorry. I can't take this any further.
Please, Mr. Tilney.
No, no, you must use your own fancy. I can no longer condemn this dreadful solemnity.
I assure you, my attention was fixed without the slightest apprehension of really meeting what you related. I'm not at all afraid.